So, getting started, Darren. Friendly match against Lionsbridge. First time that the teams have competed against each other in a regular season friendly since 2019, a team that obviously the modern Kickers are a little bit more familiar with in the preseason. What are your overall thoughts on the night tonight?
Anytime you play against a team that is technically in a lesser division, it's full of a bunch of Division I college soccer players that'll probably be in our leagues in the next couple of years. It's going to be feisty, and they're going to be really up for it. It's really unfortunate because there's a couple of tough tackles, and they injured one of our players, which stinks. 4 games in 11 days in the middle of the season wasn't something that I wanted, but it is what it is because on the business side, you got to do it sometimes. So unfortunate that we have an injury, but we got out of here. We scored a good goal in the second half. I thought our trialist did very well, great kid, so we move on.
And in the first half, it was a nice moment to see a mix of a couple key veterans from the Kickers, as well as USL Academy guys and some of the young professionals who just recently signed from Academy contracts to pro. How did you feel that first half went? Obviously, there was the one goal from Lionsbridge, there was a penalty kick, but James Snedden making a couple key saves, making the right guess there on the penalty, and just went upper 90. What did you see from the young guys that you liked tonight?
Yeah, we started 6 teenagers. Nathan Ani coming back, still getting fit. Arthur Boswell, I thought had a good night tonight. I'm really happy for him because we need to get him going. Maxi Schenfeld, who's on 9 yellow cards right now, so we can't start him all the time because we're trying to protect him to get the cards gone. I thought it was a solid half. We're unfortunate. We didn't defend well in transition, so we got caught and then foul in the box. They get a penalty kick. Outside of that, I think we could have got more out of that half. But very valuable as we develop players and we move forward with the modern game.
Yeah, and just to start off the first half, there was some really positive attacking play. Charles, number 47, opening up some space to get some shot, but more importantly, Nicholas Simmons dragging away the defenders to open up that space. It seemed like he was really lively tonight too, kind of playing on that hybrid, false 9, 10 role. What did you like from the attack in that first half?
We talked a whole lot yesterday about getting behind defenses. I thought the guys were trying to do it. We still got a long ways to go. Even with the group we brought on at the end, we were better than we were in the game against NOCO and trying to create stuff and get behind, but we're working to find that rhythm. Nick Simmons got valuable minutes tonight. He's getting ready to go away with the under-20s again. Landon Johnson got some minutes. It was a little feisty on the outside. Still needs to clean it up a bit, but valuable minutes for guys. Valuable night, volume training, moving forward.
And then in that second half, a lot of key guys coming in and kind of almost like a hockey line change around the 58th minute. Had some really positive plays on the attacking end again. Justin Suko showing off again that he's a jack of all trades, kind of playing in that right back role. Had his own dribble that nearly created a goal scoring chance. What did you like from kind of that cameo appearance that a lot of the first teamers made tonight?
For whatever reason, man, the injury bug has really popped us this year. I mean, we have never not had 4 or 5 guys in the training room, and we're starting to get healthy. Justin Suko's been out for a month, so he was going to play maybe tonight. Came on, got some really valuable minutes, and looked good. Unfortunately, bad tackle, we have another injury. So we're just going to have veteran guys step up. I thought the guys that came on did well.
And then Emmy again getting another 32-ish minutes, having a lot of really positive sequences, showing his fitness level starting to get up a little bit more, coming down to the half line, linking play. Does it start to feel like old Emmy's coming back?
There's an adage where for every game that you're out, it takes 2 games to get back to where you were. I've heard it my whole career, and it's pretty true. In the case of Nathan Ani, he was out for 4 months. That means it's 8 months to get back, right? So we're being conservative with him. We're trying to get him there. Emiliano Terzagi's been out for 12. So expecting and asking Emmy to be the Emmy that won 3 MVPs and 3 Golden Boots is a little bit difficult, but you're starting to see that spark. We just got to make sure that we measure the minutes and give him the opportunity to be who he is. So you're going to see more minutes out of him, and hopefully that Emmy comes popping out.
Darren, on Saturday you spoke about how there was a frustration with the lack of getting it behind or penetrating the defensive line. From the very first, from the kickoff, you saw that where the team looked to get it behind, looked to be more direct. How proud are you of your team's efforts to try to play the ball more direct?
Yeah, we want to win games. We want to get behind. We want to score goals. We want to be entertaining. We want all these things. We're working on that. Again, it's been a frustrating start to the year with injuries and all that type of stuff. The game against NOCO kind of culminated all of that frustration because we kept the ball, but we didn't look dangerous. Tonight we looked dangerous. Was it clean enough? No, we didn't score enough goals. But as long as we're creating chances, we will get there.
And also tonight, you had Landon on one wing, you had Trialist 47 on the other wing, and they look to stretch the field and kind of create that width for you. Speaking about those two performances, how proud of you were them keeping the width, but also knowing when to come in and cut inside?
Yeah, definitely work to do there still. Again, we talked about working to get behind, and they did a good job of creating the space and then getting behind. We still got to get cleaner. We got to create more crosses, but it was really good for both of them.
And Arthur Boshawa, a player that's more of a more target build mold. You know he hasn't started a lot of games, but how happy were you to see him get his assist knowing the rough start he's had in front of goal?
Man, we played at Chattanooga, and both Ryan Surikowski and Arthur had a bunch of looks at goal, and it was really frustrating for them. I use that game as an example because I think that's the frustration moment for Arthur that's finally done. I think you're starting to see the guy that we signed. He's starting to find his form, and we need him to. So I'm happy for him. I thought it was a good week of training and a good night for him. We just got to put it in the league games now.
And Richmond has been known for their goalkeepers. We know from the Karis Fitzgeralds to Austin Kazi to a bunch of other guys. And tonight you saw another young one, James Needham. How proud of you was with his performance in goal tonight, looking pretty dominating in the air?
James had a solid night. You know, there's some distribution that we got to work on, but that's the whole group, right? Throwing it out there. But he's a guy that worked with Akira. He's now worked with Evan. He's had Pablo and Shello around him this year, so he's growing as a young goalkeeper. He's got a big future ahead of him, and he's still a teenager.
And lastly, the academy guys are used to playing guys around their same age group, but tonight they played against guys that are elite Division I athletes. How impressed were you with them stepping up to that level and playing against them?
Again, it's the same narrative for me. In order for Richmond to be successful and perpetuate for the next 10 or 20 years, we're going to have to develop our own players. The only way you develop players is by having Griffin Garnett get in there with the men, having Landon Johnson, having James Sneddon, and we did that again tonight, and those are very good players on that team. Those guys will be in the pro ranks next year. That team right there, 95% of that team lost in the national semifinal last year. It was a good game for those young players. We just got to continue to do it, and I'm very proud of them.
All right, James, so we'll get started off. Getting a long run out tonight in front of the City Stadium fans.
Yep.
Getting to play with first teamers after having a couple matches now with Kickers U20. I believe you made your debut against Comunicaciones last year. So getting another run out tonight, how did it go for you?
Yeah, no, it was super good to be out with the guys again. I play with them every day in training, so it's not that foreign, but it's always fun when the opportunity to play in front of these wonderful fans comes along. And I definitely don't take the opportunity lightly. So yeah, just happy to be out there in front of all the fans.
And tonight too, pretty lively game against Lionsbridge. Had a couple opportunities to make some saves, come out off your line. Unfortunate not to make the save on the penalty. You guessed right.
Yeah.
But always that's like a coin flip on those. How would you rate your performance tonight? How'd you feel out there?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the way I played. I think I showcased what I'm capable of. I think the first thing that sticks out might be my distribution, how I play with my feet. And I felt pretty calm when I was playing. So that was good. It's always helpful to have the veteran guys in front of you. Like Ani's been a big help for me. And guys like Dak and Nil and all those guys have been super helpful at helping me integrate into the team. But today I think, yeah, it was a pretty good game. Disappointed not to be able to come out with the result though.
And speaking of the familiarity that you had, getting to play with both like the veteran pros like Ani and then having another guy in front of you that you're pretty familiar with, like Beckett Howe, playing with Noah there out on right back.
Yeah.
You know, how has that experience been as the blending continues to happen between the first team and the academy guys, and you know how did you feel like the team did in the first half? Yeah,
it's been great. The veteran guys have really taken us under their wing. I've played with Beckett since I was 12, so that's where whenever we communicate, it's always concise and to the point, and we can get our point across easily. But overall, I think the first half was a little slow. It was a little sluggish. But then you saw the first 15 minutes of the second half, we really picked things up with the tempo and were able to create the chance that Kirky was able to put away, which was pretty big time.
For you tonight, you know, your second chance, getting to play in front of Richmond.
Yeah.
How was it for you? Like, were there any butterflies or anything?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole day and leading up to it, you're a little nervous, of course. But it's an honor. It really is whenever you get the chance to put on the badge. That's what I was telling the boys. Like, it has to mean something that you're putting on the crest every day. And it definitely means a lot to me because I grew up coming to all the games. It's amazing for me, yeah.
And for you being a fan of one, I mean,
Yeah.
Richmond is known for developing legendary goalkeepers from Ronnie Pascal to Karis Fitzgerald. The list goes on and
Yeah.
on and on. How did it feel for you to step inside the 18-yard box knowing that you're next in line for that lineage?
Yeah, no, it was good. I think I've had the chance to be mentored by a lot of those guys, especially Akira. Like, I think my game grew so much under him, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity he gave me. And yeah, we've always had top-class goalkeepers in Richmond. Travis Vora, Andrew Dystra, like all these guys growing up, Ryan Taylor, coming to the games, it was always a good performance out of the goalkeepers.
Is there a save tonight that sticks out in mind to you as one day like, this is one of my best saves so far?
No, I don't think so. I think if I would have got to the penalty, maybe that would have been up there, but no, kind of run-of-the-mill saves for the most part.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
One last question for me, James. I think we just probably surpassed the 1-year mark since you signed your USL Academy contract.
Yeah.
I believe we were doing that last June, taking pictures right there in the coach's
Yes,
room.
yep.
How do you feel like you've grown as a player in the last year?
Yeah, the improvements have been massive. Even just the first 3 months, I remember the first time I went back to train with the academy team, it was crazy how much, because there you could really see how much you've improved. You can kind of get stuck in the day-to-day when you're here, but when you blow it up, bigger picture, like it's so good for any young player to come in this environment and grow every day.
So Noah, we'll get started off tonight, getting to play in front of City Stadium, playing with the first team. You've had a couple runouts now as a member of the Kickers U20 playing at City Stadium, playing on the road in those matches, kind of taking a step up in competition, playing against a fellow USL League 2 side in Lionsbridge. You know, how did tonight go for you?
I think it went pretty well. It was definitely an exciting and special moment for me to be out here with the first team. I've always grown up going to the Kickers games and, of course, wanted to play for them. So even though I played right back today, which is not my preferable position, I think I still did pretty well, and it was a great experience to learn from.
And to get a good run out tonight, a lot of minutes played against a quality opponent, you know, how do you feel since you've signed your academy contract back in February, playing in those preseason games to now getting to feature here in City Stadium? How do you feel like you've grown, and how would you rate your performance tonight too?
It's definitely been a journey since I signed my academy contract, being rostered for some games but not getting in and getting minutes. So today, getting my first minutes for the club was definitely nice, and it was a great step in the right direction. So I think I had a pretty good performance. Definitely could have done some things better, but I think it'll be something I'll learn from, and hopefully I also learn how to play right back better, which will make me a much valuable player. So.
Tonight, like you said, you got to start out here in City Stadium. How was it playing against Lionsbridge team, a team that's, you know, you used to playing against other academy sides, but this is a team, one of the top teams in League 2. How was it playing against them, and how their physicality?
Yeah, it was good. The team consists of lots of college players, so that's their game, just physical and rah-rah all the time. So I think they'll definitely prepare me for the college game as well. So I think.
How would you rate your own performance tonight? We saw you get stuck into a lot of tackles, making a lot of great forward passes. How would you rate your game overall?
Yeah, I think I did pretty well. I'm not used to playing right back, as I said, but I think I adjusted. It took me a couple minutes, but I adjusted well, and definitely in the second half, in the first 15, I think I did pretty well and was finding the right passes and making the right decisions.
I just want to ask you, because you've said a couple of times, what is the major adjustment from you playing left back to right back for you? Is it just your foot, or?
I mean, definitely a main part of it is the fitness part, and outside back you got to get up and down the field decent amount, and center back you're running, but definitely not the same amount. And just adjusting my body position and being able to look forward instead of like having the whole field in front of me is definitely something different.
And we know that you have committed to William & Mary. How do you feel like the Kickers Academy program has shaped you to make that next step off to college soccer?
Well, training here is definitely, it's the best environment you can get as a kid of my age around here. So I think it will definitely prepare me for college more than any other environment. So, and playing against great guys, veterans like Neil and Emmy and all them, marking these forwards will definitely make me a better defender.